Pleasure to be joined by Paul Gallant. You hear him every weekday on ESPN 97.5. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Anytime.
So you come into this Game 7. You and I were just talking, like, what, some people are saying that they not have the mojo coming in. You got to be fired up when there's a Game 7. You got to be locked in. What did you see tonight from these guys?
I think we saw a lot of what we've seen from them this year, where offense just does not come easily for them. And if Fred VanVleet is going to be doing what Fred VanVleet did in Game 4, Game 5, Game 6, hey, they have a chance because they actually can score that way. But tonight, there were so many moments where you could tell it was just tough for them to set up anything offensively. And then on top of that, when the mistakes that have been such a problem for the Rockets in this series came back, where you're missing easy layups in the paint, where you're missing free throws again.
Tonight.
That's why they ended up on the wrong end of the score here.
Pick apart the Rockets, who delivered, who didn't tonight. Amin Thompson certainly got his points. Alperen Sengun, man, I think it was 9 of 23 from the field. He got finished with 21 points, but 9 of 23 shooting.
It was a double-double, and it's one of those double-doubles where ultimately you're still thinking, wait, was that really what we saw from him? Over this offseason, he's going to have to get stronger. I think one of the things that we noticed from a masterclass defensive performance by Draymond Green is that Green's just stronger than him at this moment in time. Sengun's a young player. You're hoping that when he comes back next year, he will be able to get through some of these defenders that are in his way. But this has been an all-season problem, not just in this series for him.
When you're coming to the arena tonight thinking about Game 7, did you think about Buddy Hield at all?
No, I didn't.
That he would be such a factor. I mean, everything he put up in that first half went down, had, I think, 6 3-pointers, I believe, in the first half, 22 points, finished with 33. They just have weapons. I didn't predict Buddy Hield would be much of a factor.
Also, if Steph Curry has 0 points and we're at halftime, I mean, you would think that you would be doing pretty well. But again, all night long offensively for this team, it was just really difficult for them to even initiate anything, let alone get good looks.
All right, 103 to 89 the final. Sit tight. We're going to listen in. I think we got a clip from Ime Udoka moments ago in his post-game press conference.
Obviously, a poor ending. To play, one of our worst games in the playoffs in Game 7. We had a few bad ones early and kind of corrected ourselves from there in a lot of ways on both sides of the ball, and then to come out a little bit flat tonight. Obviously, that's going to leave a sour taste in our mouth for sure, but kind of have a blueprint for where we want to be and the standard on a year-to-year basis. But all that doesn't really matter when you go out with a chance to move on, obviously, and advance. And like I said, kind of laying an egg in our last game. It's going to sting for a minute.
Yeah, Ime Udoka just a few moments ago, he was just talking about, Paul, it's going to sting for a while. They laid an egg at home, Game 7. How long will this stay with this team? And how do you look at this season and say, hey, listen, let's build off of what we were able to do with this young guy, see what we can do next year?
There's no denying this season was a success, no matter how frustrating the effort was. I mean, they fought back from down 3 games to 1 against a team led by Steph Curry and forced a Game 7 here. They're going to need to be better offensively. That might mean a offensive assistant that comes in on Ime Udoka's staff. Yeah. That might mean also some wholesale changes. I think for Jalen Green, you definitely have to wonder if we've seen the last of him with the Houston Rockets after an 8-point performance and a lot of struggles in this series. Is he going to be the kind of player that can be used as part of a trade package for the Rockets to get someone like a Kevin Durant? They need somebody like that if they're going to go further next year. I think that's what we have learned from this series. They're not going to roll back into the 2025-2026 season with what they currently have.
Good point on Jalen. It's been a hot topic during the series. More often than not, he did not show up. I believe, Game 2, he had 38. The rest of the series really a non-factor from Jalen Green. All right, you can hear Paul Gallant on ESPN 97.5 each and every day. I think you'll be taking some calls tomorrow.
I think so, too.
Plug the show real quick.
Oh, it's noon to 3. Check it out. And, call in if you want to vent. I'll be your therapist, I guess.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for hanging out. I know you got to get back in the locker room. Thanks. Appreciate you. Paul Gallant, ESPN 97.5.